was the freezing temperatures, and now we're talking snow. Two potential storms on the way. The second certainly sure to pack a more powerful punch. Meteorologist Craig Allen tracking it all, and Craig and I have this running joke. Whenever the weather goes haywire, he is here to help steer us through it. And Craig, we're going to need you right now on this. Two storms. Thank you very much, Craig. Guys, go grab your Powerball tickets because there are 4 new millionaires amongst us. The luck really paying off tonight from Westchester to Dutchess counties. Carol Wilkinson has more on where those winning tickets were sold. She's in Spring Valley with the latest. And go get your tickets. Here are the winning numbers on your screen: 5, 8, 17, 27, 28, and the Powerball is 14. Good luck, everybody. And the U.S. now surpassing 25 million coronavirus cases. New data from Johns Hopkins University shows 25,003,695 confirmed cases and more than 417,000 deaths. The number expected to continue to rise, with one influential model projecting 569,000 deaths by May. Researchers at the University of Washington say that number is a slight increase from the previous projections. However, it is estimated that by May 1st, 157 million people will be vaccinated, saving nearly 43,000 lives. Meanwhile, doctors are trying to determine whether or not that UK variant of COVID-19 is more deadly. At least one epidemiologist has reviewed the latest UK data and is convinced that the new strain is deadlier. However, it does appear that the current vaccines should be effective against it. A recent CDC model shows the new variant could become the predominant form of COVID-19 by March. And a COVID alert closer to home: Middletown shutting down its finance office at City Hall until Friday because of the coronavirus. Everyone in the finance office is quarantined after an employee tested positive. Now, the Middletown Senior Center also closed over possible exposure, and all senior transportation is canceled. Right now, that's just for Monday. We're told more closures may be necessary depending on COVID-19 testing. And a war of words between Governor Cuomo and Marc Molinaro over vaccinating some of our most vulnerable. It started with this letter from the Dutchess County executive. Now, he's fighting for more vaccinations for those with disabilities. Molinaro says reports that vaccine supply is being reduced at group homes and then sent to mass vaccination sites is deeply troubling. He's asking the governor to prioritize vaccinating at-risk community moving forward. When asked about the allegations, the governor's office said either Marc Molinaro doesn't know what he's talking about or he's playing politics, and neither is an acceptable answer. Adding that here are the facts. The vaccine is distributed regionally to providers based on eligible population. The only reason there is less vaccine in the last few weeks is because the federal government allocated less to the state, and that vaccinating the community is the responsibility of hospitals. Molinaro swiftly responding.
It is not accurate to suggest to anyone that the hospitals have been directed to do that currently, and certainly not in this region.
And right now, COVID relief is one of 3 priorities for Senate lawmakers.
There are 3 essential items on our plate: the trial of President Trump, now that the House has impeached him; bold, strong COVID relief; and approving the president's cabinet, desperately needed at a time like this.
And all of those priorities will be the focus the next 3 weeks, according to Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer. That includes sending articles of impeachment tomorrow at 7 p.m. And then on Tuesday,
on the 26th, members will be sworn in to sit for the trial, because remember, the senators are jurors. The House is like the prosecutor, and the Senate is like jurors.
Republican Florida Senator Marco Rubio blasting Democratic leaders for moving forward with a trial which could block Trump from running for president ever again.
I think the trial is stupid. I think it's counterproductive. We already have a flaming fire in this country, and it's like taking a bunch of gasoline and pouring it on top of the fire.
And former President Donald Trump's second Senate impeachment trial begins the week of February 8th. And switching gears, on Monday, the patriarch of a popular Yonkers restaurant will be laid to rest after losing his life to COVID-19. Family members of Dominic Ruggiero, the co-owner of Dom and Vinny's, says he was a man with a heart of gold who always put family above all. You only have to step a few feet inside of this legendary restaurant to know this is a place where they put family first.
My father has always taught me, just treat your customers like family.
That's exactly what Dominic Ruggiero did for decades as the passionate patriarch and co-owner of the Yonkers eatery, Dom and Vinny's.
My dad wasn't screaming and yelling. I knew there was something wrong.
Ruggiero and his brother-in-law, Vinny, opened up the restaurant in 1971 in Ardsley. They moved to Yonkers 36 years ago and created a place that's always been known for its welcoming spirit and its down-home, simple Italian cuisine.
My father imparted to me is keeping everything simple, keeping everything fresh.
Dom, as he was lovingly called, was a father of three, a grandfather and a great-grandfather. He died on Thursday at the age of 87. He battled many ailments, but COVID-19 took his life.
Dad, I love you, and I'm going to miss you dearly.
Today, his son Joe, who runs the place with Vinny's son, was back behind the counter making pizza the way his father taught him decades ago. He says he's right where his father would want him to be. Joe says over the years he's learned a lot from Dom about how to be a good cook and a better businessman, but his biggest lessons came from watching how Dom lived his life.
I think he just wanted to be remembered as somebody who loved his family.
Spreading his love and cheer to everyone he came to know.
I think he's just had an incredible positive effect on the community.
It's this legacy that Joe intends to carry on, and he's doing it in his father's name. He was truly a remarkable man. And still to come on News 12, are we in for some double trouble? Two storms headed our way. Isn't that right, Mr. Allen?
Yes. Two storms after this cold night coming up. The first storm looks like it's definitely a hit, but it's a weaker storm. Number two at the end of the week, that's a bigger, more important storm. But will that one hit? Stay tuned for the details.
Tracking not one, but two snowstorms headed our way. Big question is how much snow we're talking and when will we see the worst of it? Setting the stage for these two storms, but before we even get to that, can we just pay some respect to this cold weather?
Oh my God, I'm over it. I really am. It's so cold.
Too cold out here, man. Rather be staying inside, staying warm.
It's cold. It's very cold. It's very cold, like a lot. I'm freezing.
So I think people are cold. It's a pretty cold day out. Meteorologist Brian Fitzgerald is here. He's on double storm watch duty. Brian, folks can't even be concerned about the snow because they are freezing right now. Thank you, Brian. Definitely flannel pajamas tonight. Now, after power in New York for more than 4 decades, the Indian Point Power Plant goes dark in April. But tonight, local leaders are backing a new lawsuit filed over the decommissioning process. News 12's Carol Wilkinson has the story. Now, as for the lawsuit, the Federal Nuclear Regulatory Commission tells us it's not responding publicly. Instead, they plan to wait to have their day in court. And to the search for a cure, New York just refilled its vaccine supply after running out of doses yesterday.
Now starting to get some of the week 6 allocation, and that's what we're using today. So we'll be going week to week.
And doses for next week starting to come in. That's what's being used right now. And while vaccine supply may be tight, a local pharmacy group is busy today vaccinating seniors. But the big question is, when can you get an appointment? Karen Hua has more. And the Grassy Spring Pharmacy is part of the Westchester Pharmacy Group. To find a location nearest you, just click on this story posted on our Facebook page. And new tonight, a City of Newburgh police officer is recovering after hurting his leg chasing down a suspect. Cops say 49-year-old Connie Borkin allegedly tossed 6 grams of cocaine on the ground while running from police yesterday. Officers tell us they were trying to question him after witnessing a drug deal near Broadway and Lutheran. Borkin now facing assault charges as well as drug and parole violations. And the Wallkill Police Department sharing this sad news on Facebook. Active town Wallkill Police Sergeant Barry Weissman has died. This is the second death within the department in days. On Tuesday, the department announced a longtime department employee also died. The department has not released either member's cause of death. And Ramapo Police sharing this disturbance that certainly has halted some traffic. Take a look.
I don't care what he did. We're not taking a report for that. You need to go away.
Officer Robert Navarro was attempting to clear several parties from the roadway when he was met with some resistance. The department sharing this encounter on their Facebook page, saying there's always one foul mouth in the group, but adding, in all seriousness, please keep your eyes open for turkeys crossing the road. And someone in Michigan waking up to life-changing news Saturday morning. One Mega Millions ticket worth $1 billion sold in Michigan. The winning ticket purchased at the Kroger store in the Detroit suburb of Novi. It's the third largest jackpot in history. The winning numbers, for those of you who are curious, 4, 26, 42, 50, and 60 with the Mega Ball of 24. And question, guys, if you won $1 billion, what would exactly be the first thing that you would do? What would you buy? Plenty of people are weighing in on our Facebook page. Barbara Arnold says she would hire a financial planner and an attorney. Good thinking, Barbara. I'd probably do the same thing. Stephen Barnes is feeling really lucky. He would take his winnings and go to Vegas and put half on red. Really, Stephen? Is that what we're doing? And Kevin Maggie says he wants to get his hands on Bernie Sanders' mittens. Funny you should say that, Kevin. Because ever since Inauguration Day, Bernie Sanders has gone viral, and he is taking his newfound fame to help others. His campaign store announced selling a sweatshirt featuring that famous photo that sparked countless memes on social media. It's only $45. It's currently sold out, but they will have more in the future. And the great thing about this is he's donating the money to the Meals on Wheels office in Vermont. Very, very cool. And still to come on News 12, we're tracking not one, but 2 snowstorms. Isn't that right, Mr. Fitzgerald?
That is right, sir, and we've kind of been in a dry spell for snow here across the lower Hudson Valley, so this week could potentially be the week. We're going to have the details on both storm systems coming up in just a few minutes.